It's a Mario. That's right. Today we're going to start the process for making Super Mario. Now, I understand not perfect, but pretty close, and feel free to adjust your own Mario so that it's the size that you want it to be. Let's get started. We're going to start off with the foot. We're going to create a couple of shoes, but first, let's just start off with one shoe, and that's going to be a sphere. So we're going to just drag a circle over here, a sphere, and we're going to change the dimensions to 25 and 33. Oops, let's make that 33. And let's make the height 19. There you go. See, doesn't that look like a shoe? All right, let's change the color to brown. Actually, it's more of an orangey color. What color did I choose? Is it this one? Yeah, that looks good. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to actually rotate it or tilt it by 10 degrees. It's kind of pointing up, so I want to choose this one right here. 10 degrees. Whoa, too much, too much. Right there, 10 degrees. Kind of pointing up. You can see it a little bit. You can see the lines pointing this direction. And I'm going to also increase the steps all the way so it's as smooth as possible. Now what we're going to do is we are going to create the bottom half. So I'm going to duplicate this. Duplicate it. And right there, right next to it. Now the cube is going to go, we're going to make this larger so we can get coverage of the entire shoe. Let's look in the back because that part's tricky. Okay, we're going to move this one down, negative 12, minus 12. And let's see. There you go. We're going to make another one, positive. I'm sorry, duplicate. There it is. Now move it up. And I believe that should be right around there. Yes, that looks good to me. Now what we're going to do is we're going to try to get a space in between here. Let's just go ahead and zoom in here. We're going to try to get a space that's about 2 millimeters thick. So we're going to start there. Now, just to make sure it's 2 millimeters, I'm going to change the snap grid to 2 and just move it down one time. And it did not work. I think that went down too much. So I'm going to change this, change it to 1. Sometimes it does that. It'll just snap in a different amount. So I'm going to go down 1, 2. That's fine. Now I'm going to group these. And I'm not sure I selected everything. Let me try it again. That's better. Group. I'm going to change the color to light brown, I guess. For those of you judging me for my color name decisions, get over it. Okay, I'm going to drag this back to the top. Oh, I'm just going to move it over a little bit like that. We're almost there. I think I accidentally hit another one. Let's try it again. Not that it matters, but all right. Very nice. Now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to move this one down so I get the top part of the shoe that I want. That's good, but I want this to be a little further back, so I'm going to use the arrow key. Okay, now again, if you want to change this, you can, because your shoe, maybe you want it bigger. I did have some students complain to me that they did not like the way the shoe looked, and that's fine. You can change it to whatever you like. And whatever dimensions you like. I'm just showing you how I got what I have here. All right, I'm going to get rid of the bottom of this one. And over here, I'm going to change the snap grid to 0.5. So when I can move it, it won't be all the way to the bottom of the shoe. It'll be halfway. There. Okay, so now I'm only going to select the top and the transparent cube and group. There you go. That is 1 foot. That is the very beginning. We put our best foot forward, I think. Now, we're going to create the leg. Now we're going to start off with a cylinder. Now, just to let you know right now, the blue that I chose was a custom color from here. I chose the color, but for you, because this is designed to be a short video, we're just going to choose that blue right there. Let's increase the size to 64 to make it as smooth as possible. Now for this one, it starts off at 20 and 20, but we want the height to be 55. So 55. There we go. I'm going to move this over here. And then, let's see, we're going to rotate this. Because let's move this over here so you can see, we can compare. If you notice, the foot and the leg are pointing in different directions. So, let me just make sure my height is good. Yep. So I'm going to rotate right here. And I'm going to make this one, oh, you can't see, right there. Let me undo that so you can see it better. I'm going to rotate this one, call it 10 as well. All right, so move this over so that it's centered right there. Okay. Now my angle is a little bit different than yours, or than this one here, but that's okay. I'm going to move this back so that it's right. That's exactly what I want. So now what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate the whole thing. Duplicate the whole thing because now I want to add this part right here. I'm going to duplicate. Where'd it go? Right there. I'm going to move that over. Now this part is a little complicated, so please pay attention. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change, actually I'm going to get rid of, should I get rid of it? Oh, it's sticking out a little bit. I'm going to move both of them up. That way I get the same exact results. Sticking them up and a little bit more. I just don't want it to be at the bottom. You'll see in a little bit why. Okay, they're both exact, good. I'm going to change these two. Oh, and then when I did that, it selected the leg as well, and I didn't want that. So I'm going to change these to transparent. Now, I'm going to group these three right here. There you go. That is the beginning of our lower, I believe it's called the pleat. Yeah, don't quote me on that. There you go. All right. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to move it up about 2. Yeah, let's say 2. Now I'm going to make the top one transparent, but I'm also going to increase it in size. So I'm going to hit Shift, and then I'm going to drag it over. I just want it to be completely covered here. I don't want any part sticking out. Oh, see right there. That's what I'm talking about. It's sticking out a little bit. I'm going to hit Shift, and I'm going to hold down Shift and then drag this over. There you go. That's what I want. Now what this creates is just a section that's the exact same shape of that part right there, the bottom of the leg. All right, so that's exactly what I want. Let's go ahead and move that over. And what you're going to notice is you're not going to be able to see it. Why? Because it's the exact same. So to fix that, hit and hold the Shift button. I'm going to increase it. Whoa, where'd that go? Oh, I hate when that happens. All right, let's try this again. I'm going to hit Shift, and I'm going to move this up because I know it's going to make it bigger that way. There you go. You got a pleat in the pants. I don't know about you, but I'm excited about this. All right, so I'm going to move this over. I'm going to duplicate it. And then I'm going to mirror. Very nice. All right. Very nice, very nice. Okay, so obviously that's just the bottom half. Let's go ahead and give him a belly. Now the belly is going to be a sphere, so let's just go ahead and start with that. And for the sphere, we're going to give him the dimensions of 50. Whoa. And here on the side, not 20, but 55. And the height, we're going to make it 38. That is about right. Oh, sorry, not 38, 55. All right. You know, I think the dimensions, I switched them. Let's make this 55 and this one 50. There you go. Let's change the color. That is not the right color, although I do like it. That's the color. All right, we're going to move this up. Looks like we're going to be moving this up about 45. Let's just, no, it looks too tall. Let's try 36. Wow. Let's move these right here. They're as smooth as possible. There we go. Wow, this Mario needs to stop eating so much pizza. Poor guy. All right, looks like we're done with that part of the belly, but the torso is next. So we're going to duplicate this, but we're going to change the dimensions. Let me just move it up. And yeah, let's change the color so we can see what we're dealing with here. Whoa. So the torso, just wanted to be a little bit smaller here, but that was 54.5. We're going to make this side 31.5. It's going to change it. See, already it's starting to go up. And the height, let's just make the height 30. Actually, we're going to duplicate this. And we're going to move this one up, or forward, sorry, forward with the arrow key so you can see that. All right. Very nice. Yep. He's got a big eyeball right there. Actually, it looks like more like a tail. Let's go ahead and move it forward a little bit. And then up. See, the higher you go, it looks like his front part of his outfit here tends to go lower. And that's actually what we're going for here. So we're going to move that up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add some shoulders. So we're going to duplicate this one. Make the height 30. And then we're going to raise that up. So now we have shoulders. All right, that's about where I'd like it to be. Let's move it out a little bit. Yep, that's pretty good. I know with Mario, you don't want pretty good. Pretty good is not enough. I'm going to move it back a little bit though, because I want the top. You see how the top right there is back? So I'm going to go up or back a little bit. That's too much right there, right about there. That's what I want. What I saw was there was a little bit of a crease, and that's what I'm looking for, so I moved it back with the arrows. All right, so now let's work with the arms. Again, the arms are going to be cylinders, so let's go ahead and choose a cylinder. And let's smooth it out. Let's go ahead and change the color already as well. Let's make it red. And we're going to change the dimensions to 15 by 15. So let's go ahead and change that to 15 by 15. But we're going to make the height's going to be about 40. All right, that looks about right. So now we're going to rotate this, part of the arm. Well, let's go up about 48 or so. That's good, right there. Now, we're going to rotate this 49 degrees. So let's go ahead. 49. Oh, 40. 49 is good. All right. And let's go negative 23. Let me get a better look over here. Yeah, about negative 23 here. Yeah, right there. Just because it's a certain angle that's required. And I think we can keep it there. Yep, let's go ahead and move it next to the arm. Right there. All right. That looks good. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to create the arm. Wow, I know. So let's get started with the hand. Oh, actually, yeah, let's work with the hands now. We're going to go to creatures and characters. Now, I know some of you are thinking he didn't create the hand. You're right, I didn't. That was way too much work, and I'm cheating a little bit. I'll accept that. I'm okay with that. So let's just change that to 27. And if you want to make your own custom hand, please do. Send me a copy. I'd like to see what you create there. Not me, though. So let's go ahead and change this. Let's rotate it a little bit. All right, so we're going to be rotating this 100 degrees. 100 degrees right there. Okay. You're going to have to trust me on these numbers now. 57, negative 57. And I really hope this works out because sometimes it just doesn't. Trust me. Now this is going to be negative 30 if I did this correctly. Oh, right there. 30. All right. Now let's go ahead and put it right next to here. Let's duplicate that. And of course, we just want it to be somewhere right there. And you're going to have to gauge this yourself depending on where you started originally. I had to move mine off center so because there was already one in the center. And I'm just going to move it right there. Let's see what we have here. All right, that's not bad. I'm going to rotate it just one more time down here at the bottom, just now that I see it. And I rotated it about 40. Now I'm going to adjust it. Okay, let me see. Yep, that's pretty good. All right, so now I want it down a little bit. This next part, I'm going to do the same thing I did before, but for the arm, but change it just a little bit. So go ahead and go to basic shapes. And of course, you're going to want a donut. Why do you want a donut? Because it's Mario. He would never say no to a donut. We're going to change that to white. There it is. And just because it'll save you a lot of trouble now, we're also going to put a cylinder. Also make that white. Trust me, this is going to make life a lot easier. Next time we're going to make it smooth. Essentially, all we're doing here is filling in that center. And it'll make your life a lot easier. Trust me. All right, so there you go. So I'm going to group these two, and there it is. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow the same exact rotation that I did before with the arms, and hopefully it turns out correctly. So 49, 49, 49. This way? Was it this way? I'm not feeling it. I think it feels more like 20. Yep, it was. I'm going to move that up. Now it feels off. Yeah, that number should have been a lot worse. I should have listened to myself the first time. All right, that's another 26. I'm telling you, 49 sounds a lot better now that I ignored it. Now I'm going to move it down. Essentially, all I wanted to do is cover between the arm and the hand. So now we had a pizza full of belly full of pizza, and an arm with a donut on it. Looks like it's good over here. All right, so now I'm going to select these right there, and I'm going to duplicate them. And of course, I'm going to mirror, and then drag it over here. So far, so good. Now, if you personally do not like the way the arms look, feel free to adjust the angle however you like. That's funny. That little arm did not go with it. So there you go. This is going to be the end of our first part of making Mario. Okay, just in honor of our accomplishment, feel free to go get your own pizza and donut to celebrate. Whoa, I think I need to move this forward because he looks like he's going to fall back. Much better. Yes, sorry about that change, which means I'm going to change this too. I don't want you to not know what's going on here. That's why I'm adding this part to the end of the video. There you go, much better. Let's just check out the front here. Okay, whew. Changed it. All right, we're good, and we'll see you for part 2 in a little bit. By the way, part 2, it's going to get harder.